This review for A View to a Kill has spoilers. For week 14 of the weekly James Bond movie marathon, you would watch the 14th movie of the franchise, which is A View to a Kill. My rating for A View to a Kill is a 3.5 out of 5, and here's why. A View to a Kill was originally released in 1985. It is also directed by John Glenn. A View to a Kill stars Roger Moore as his final time portraying James Bond on film. It also stars Tanya Roberts, Christopher Walken, and Grace Jones, with the last film showcasing the new M. In A View to a Kill, this would be Lois Maxwell's final time portraying Miss Moneypenny. The prologue of A View to a Kill was really fun. We see James Bond in Siberia, where he was recovering a microchip from the deceased 003's body. As he was escaping, he would ski, and then with his skis kind of broken, he would get on this snowmobile, and with the snowmobile blown up, a piece of the ski from the snowmobile became a snowboard, and we would see James Bond snowboard to escape. After that action sequence concludes, it went into the title credit sequence, which uses a lot of neon, and it uses the title song A View to a Kill, sung by Duran Duran. If you haven't seen it already, Duran Duran's A View to a Kill is one of my top 7 songs from the James Bond movies. Definitely check it out up here if you haven't seen it, or if you can't click up here, it will be a link in the description, and I will put it at the end of this video of my top 7 James Bond songs. And this would have to be one of my favorite title credit sequences as well. Like I said, it uses a lot of neon and some of the old silhouette type of stuff, but it's a really cool title credit sequence. As we get into the movie, James Bond's mission is to investigate Max Zorn, as they found out the microchip is produced by his company. There they would go to France at Max Zorn's estate, where he was holding a sale of his race horses. There they were trying to investigate why his horses are so fast. They would find the secret lab where they produce these steroids, and the use of a microchip and a remote to secretly inject the racehorse with a steroid, so that way they will feel less fatigue while they race. But while James Bond and his contact were investigating everything, Zorn would find out who they actually were, thus killing Tippett, his contact, and almost killing James Bond, with Max Zorn and his henchman Mayday thinking that James Bond is dead, but he wasn't. James Bond would follow them all the way to San Francisco to continue the investigation of Max Zorn, what his true intentions were. James Bond would also try to investigate Stacy Sutton, who was at Zorn's estate at that time and found a $5 million check addressed to her. There we understand that Max Zorn was trying to silence Stacy Sutton over a land dispute, which is a piece of land owned by her family. We will also find out that Stacy Sutton is a geologist working with the city of San Francisco. I could continue talking about the story, but anyways, again, the movie was good, a typical James Bond movie, although I found this one particularly exciting because of Christopher Walken. His acting as this villain was very menacing. The story was great. It was a bit over the top in parts, like with the villain's ambition. Max Zorn's intention was to monopolize the manufacturing of microchips, and how he would do that was to eliminate Silicon Valley by purposely trying to start a massive earthquake that would flood the Silicon Valley. Really, the standout in this movie is Christopher Walken. Christopher Walken portraying Max Zorn again was very menacing, and it is, in my opinion, he is one of the best villains on screen against James Bond. And with how menacing he is, one of the scenes in the last third of the movie is that he would betray the contracting company he used, as well as Mayday and her 2 associates, thus flooding that mine with water because that mine was underneath a lake. As the survivors of the flooding were trying to swim out of there, Max Zorn and his second-hand man would get out machine guns and just start picking him off. It was a very horrifying scene in a James Bond film. Probably the most violent scene I've ever seen in a James Bond movie, with the villain picking off people as they were vulnerable trying to escape the flooded mine. This movie is not that bad. There's a lot of great action sequences, like the fire truck chase in San Francisco and then the car chase in Paris. With this being the last Roger Moore James Bond movie, in terms of quality, the best out of the 7 movies Roger Moore starred in is The Spy Who Loved Me and For Your Eyes Only. But my personal favorite out of the 7 is his last one, A View to a Kill. With that, that is my review of A View to a Kill. Next week is week 15 in the weekly James Bond movie marathon. We would see a new actor playing James Bond, and that 15th movie in the franchise is The Living Daylights. Make sure to like this video, comment down below what you thought of A View to a Kill. Make sure to subscribe to the Spell Go YouTube channel if you haven't. Thank you for watching.